Hello, blessings, everybody. Welcome to my channel. This is Laura. I have a dream to share today that I received this morning from the Lord, Wednesday, July 9th of 2025. I don't have the full, in full interpretation of the dream. Like, I can't tell you like every bit what it means, but I do believe I have the main message of what the Lord is trying to convey to me and to us through this dream. And so I will go through that after I share the dream. And so in this dream, I moved into an apartment building that was connected to a casino, and inside this casino, I don't know what level it was on, but I just knew it was on one of the levels of the casino. There was a security insurance company, and I got hired at this company. I was hired as the assistant to the agents. And so I remember in the dream I was sitting at the conference table in the office, and they're telling me that I was being offered $80,000 a year as my salary. I was also given a 2-hour lunch break. I remember that my daughter Alexa, who was 10 years old, was sitting next to me, and I told her she can be with me for my first day, but after that, she will not be able to be with me. And right before I took my lunch break, I remember a guy was walking out of the elevator into the office where we were at. And the agents that were at the conference table with me were talking, and they were saying that they gave me the job because I had a history of owning businesses, which I do in real life, and also because I had the quality of being able to work independently. And so they were now talking that this guy who came in for the interview for the job, they're just going to tell him that the job was already filled by giving it to me. And so as they were talking about that, I'm sitting at the conference table, like I said, with them, and the TV is on. They have a TV mounted on the wall, and I'm watching the TV, and there's a TV commercial, and this commercial is the company's commercial, and it's talking about their services, and they're saying that they offer coverage, security insurance to any building, no matter the size. And they were marketing a really nice building. Really, it was kind of big. It was really nice building, kind of fancy looking, and it was like a golden, like it was golden color. And I remember I saw the door of the building in the commercial swing open, and they were talking like, look, we even covered this building. And so they were marketing that if you've been denied anywhere else, we will cover you. We will cover any building, no matter the size. And so the next scene of the dream, I'm in my lunch break, and I'm now in my living room in my house. And I'm all of a sudden aware, and I know that Israel is not in war with anybody, and I'm aware that they are in peace, that there is no conflict or war with any nation. And immediately when I had that awareness, that knowing, this verse came to mind, for when they say peace and security. And so when that verse came to mind, I thought, and I said out loud, I said, oh, that's what that dream means. And then immediately after that, I knew within seconds that a terribly strong earthquake was going to hit. I was expecting it. I was expecting to hit any second. And as I had that awareness that this earthquake was going to hit, I saw images in my mind of the earthquake. And I saw, so as I describe it, you can maybe just kind of visualize it within yourself in your own mind. I saw the ground cracked everywhere really big, and the ground was like the ground was had risen up really high to like where if you wanted to get from A to B, you would have to climb these parts of the ground that rose up so high that you'd have to climb over it to be able to get to B, A to B. And so that's how big it was. And I was trying to look for images, and I to try to share in this video. And then I thought, well, wait a second. I didn't find any pictures because the earthquake that's going to hit it's not going to be like any earthquake that has ever hit before. And so that's why I couldn't find any images. And so then in the dream, I then tried to tell my husband, and I woke up from the dream. And so the main message of this dream is the Lord revealed to me that this will come to pass, peace and security, when Israel is not in war or conflict with any nation at all. Because I ask the Holy Spirit all the time to help me understand and to, give me revelation on His Word, what it means. I don't go based on any person's interpretation of it, because there's too many interpretations out there. I always go to the Holy Spirit. He is our teacher, and he is the Spirit of truth. He will not lie. And so I believe, strongly believe in this dream, he's telling me that's what that means. This verse will come to pass when Israel is in no war or conflict with any nation. And I did look it up, and I did read that Israel, since they became a nation in the 1940s, they have always been either in a war or a conflict with somebody, and with some nation. And so that's what I believe is the main message of this dream. And so now I'm going to go through some of the parts of the dream and what I believe it might mean. So again, it's not from the Holy Spirit, it's just what I think it means, so do not hold me to it, okay? So the casino, I thought of Trump, because Trump owned casinos in the past, okay? And the office of the security insurance company inside the casino, I thought of Trump, because I've read that he's trying to do peace treaties or something like that with Israel and the other nations. So I believe that's also leading symbolic to Trump. When I was watching the TV commercial and that building, that nice building that they were marketing, that they had insurance on this building, I believe that was symbolic for Israel. I almost have the sense like it's symbolic for the temple, because I kind of had the sense like that's probably what the temple looked like back in the Bible times. And like I said, it was a fancy building. It was like a golden color, and I remember the door swung open in the commercial. I don't know what that means, but I almost feel like that's symbolic for Israel. The TV commercial marketing that they can cover any building, no matter the size. So the $80,000 that they were offering me for this position, I looked up 80,000 and I found it in 1 Kings 5:15. And that's when King Solomon was building the temple. So that's what I found. Again, this is nothing. I'm not saying this is what the Holy Spirit said. This is just what came to mind as I was going over the dream. My daughter Alexa, who's 10 years old, was with me in this dream. I don't know what that means, but I did, the Bible, God speaks very symbolically through names, the names of the cities and numbers in the Bible. And so the fact that my daughter was with me, Alexa, who's 10 years old, I know it means something. I don't know what it means. Alexa, I looked up the name of her name and I forgot what it meant. It meant protector, I think. And the origin of her name, Alexa, is Slavic. And I remember that Trump's wife is somewhere from over there. So I Googled it, and yes, she's from somewhere over there. So that name is tied to her in some way. And so the number 10, I'm not sure what that means. Oh, wait a second. Okay, 10 years old. The fact that my daughter is 10 years old, I just got a thought right now. I thought about how long they've been married. Okay, I'm going to look that up. So how long Melania and Trump have been married. I don't know if maybe they've been married 10 years. Maybe that's what that means. I don't know. Oh my gosh, I'm going to look that up because that just came to me right now. Okay, so that again, I'm not sure, but I'll look into that after I'm done with this video. And so the lunch break being 2 hours, that I don't know either what that means. I don't know what that means, but I know it means something. I just don't know. A lot of times the Lord can speak to us or give us dreams or say something prophetic, a word, but he'll seal our understanding at that moment in time because he doesn't want us to know it yet. And the Bible does talk about that, that sometimes the Lord would give them, say something, and then he would seal their understanding on it until later. And so that could be it, that he just not give me understanding quite yet for it. And one last thing, this was a few weeks ago. 1 Corinthians 15:52, it talks about the last trumpet, the twinkling of an eye. And a thought came to me again. I'm not saying it's the Holy Spirit, but a thought came to me, and I thought, the last trumpet. And I thought, interesting. I wonder if that means that would be in the presidency of Trump, like when the Lord comes in the last trumpet. Again, it's just a thought. So I believe the Lord is just really saying that. I think that he's saying that Trump is going to do the peace treaty, and I'm almost leaning toward that. I think we're in our last years. All right, until next time, you all have a blessed day.